Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate you guys waiting. Sorry I was a couple minutes late there. It seems to be a recurring theme. I'm sorry. I need to get on here. I was actually on here at 8:05, and then I got sidetracked doing something else and ran away and just came back. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. We got some stuff to talk about this morning. First, I pinned a message up there. I got an email from Apex last night, Apex Trading, that they're having an 80% off, more in Austin, 80% off their evaluations this morning, or this weekend, I'm sorry, for 4th of July. So if you're interested in any of these sort of online prop trading firm things, you can go check them out. And they've got 80% off, which is super cheap. They do the sale every once in a while. I think they did it around Easter. And of course, now they're doing around 4th of July, but I mean, you can get it. You can start an evaluation for, I don't know how much that would be. Apex, let's see. So if you just go to Apex Trader Funding, come over here. And if you don't know what, I'm sure everyone here knows what they are. If you don't know what this is, put a comment in the, hey, what's up, day trading vlog? Hey, David, put a comment over there and I'll explain what these things are, but there's no use in me giving too much detail. So let's see. 80% off. You come in, you could do, I mean, you could go big on it, I guess, if you want. They've now got a 300K one. So even a $300,000 one, how much is that at 80%? I always forget you guys can't see my whole screen. So 80% off, 657 times point. So you $130 to do a $300,000 evaluation. I don't know. It doesn't get much cheaper than that. Or so it's $130 for the most expensive one with this sale, and for the cheapest one, going in at 25, 147, $30. So I mean, $30 to $130. You know, geez, take a stab at it. It's too cheap to not do it. $30 for a month, even $30 for a month of data is cheap. It's not cheap. It's about the going cost. So if you're new to trading, I would definitely try to take advantage of that deal. And if you're watching this video, a recording later, and the sale is done, you still can get 50% off any of these using that coupon code. So just trying to pass some savings along to everybody. I feel like you shouldn't be spending money you don't have to spend, that's for sure. So you can check that out if you're interested, or if you just want to pick up another account. It's always available. I think you can have up to 10 accounts with Apex. So, all right, with that out of the way, let's take a look at what we got going on the Nasdaq today. Man, this is rough trading. This is really, really rough trading. I saw another YouTuber who is just like, I'm taking a break. I'm not trading this shit. This is just too crazy. It's just too wonky. You know, one thing I'll say is that when prices are about ready to reverse in a trend, prices start to consolidate and act really odd. And so I'm not saying we're finding the bottom of this bear market, but the way that this is behaving, and where it's not behaving really in any rules, I wouldn't say it's not behaving in any rules, but it's just acting very oddly, could be an indication that we're starting to maybe find some sort of bottom down here. You know, that being said, this still looks bearish, and there's nothing on this chart that shows me that we're, you know, even anywhere close to a bottom. I shouldn't say that. It's not showing me that we know the trend is shifting at this point, I should say. But let's take a look at it and see if I can grab a pen. These are daily charts, daily candles, I should say. Big bear trend we talk about every morning. You know, I might take this trend line off just to make this look a little clearer. Oops. One thing that's interesting is, like, today is Friday. Oh, the other thing I need to point out before we really kick things off is that Monday is 4th of July. Markets will be open. They'll get halted, I think, at noon. So you can trade on Monday if you want to. I probably wouldn't recommend it. Its volume is going to be nothing, and it's going to be difficult to trade. I always talk about trading being like sailing. You want to be out on the water where there's a real strong wind. Trading, you want to be out there where there's a lot of volume, where there's a lot of momentum, and price is going to move quickly in a certain direction. So Monday's not going to be a great day to trade. Although some people, that might be the way that they trade. They find those days easier. So hey Nico, what's up? Hey SW Blaze. So this candle here was interesting to me. I actually thought that this thing might have been a false breakout to the downside when I saw this candle form on Wednesday, when there was no real follow through. But then yesterday we got all the selling coming in. I was like, nah, that's probably gonna break lower down into here now. But we have this big long wick on it. If you can see that on the daily, and now we've got this little small candle coming on where we're not quite getting that follow through below that. I mean, I can totally see this thing breaking, to the downside, breaking yesterday's low, coming back up, coming back down. I mean, yesterday was like that. Yesterday was nuts. So after the live stream, yesterday's afternoon was very difficult to trade. If you traded yesterday after the live stream, let me know. Let me know how you did. It was tough going. So that's a daily. I mean, it's just read that. Enough to read that. 4 hour, a little bit clearer. I mean, here's that supporting trend line. Broke through it. We came down to the band. So this actually would have been a pretty good trade if anybody caught that. As we we come up, we test the backside of that band. Thanks SW Blaze. I'll take a look at that in a second. This coming down, came up, tested the backside of the band, then we rolled down, we hit the bottom band on it. That would have been a very nice trade for someone if they took it. I can't say that I did. But somebody may have. This over here I'm looking at, very odd to me. If we're looking at, where it may, I couldn't really tell you. One thing I'm seeing is this band pinching in up here. This thing may want to move up a little bit and come up to 11,900, the backside of this trend line again. This band pinches in, and you've got some resistance up here, 11,900, plus it's this down trend line, a big area of confluence coming in up here. So I'd be marking out 11,900 on my chart as either area that you may want to short it, or an area to be taking profit. We've also got kind of this level of resistance up here, plus a 20 SMA on the 4 hour right here. So yeah, there's some resistance going on there. Let's look at a daily, see if those levels correspond with anything. I mean, it's just yesterday's high up here at 11,700. Yesterday's low is going to be big. I'm going to mark that out. Again, I could see a false breakout to the downside and then it ripping back up. So be careful of that. So those are some interesting levels, I guess. Let's look at an hourly. Again, I usually start with the higher time frames and work my way down. We now have, today is Friday, so this is a weekly volume profile. It's been generating since Sunday night. It's really going to come into play today. What we can see here is this yesterday's high, which we marked out right here. You can see, I don't know if it's coming through on your screen, but it's the weekly point of control, and that's going to be big today. On Fridays, the weekly point of control always comes into play. What I'm seeing right off the bat is I'm not really seeing much to the downside, which is interesting considering that we're in a bearish trend. I'm seeing here on a smaller time frame resistance right here at 11,525, 30 level. I'm seeing this pocket possibly opening up for it, where price may want to pop through that and then continue to move up here. I will say about that trade, though, is that this is a similar setup we've had almost every week in pre-market, and it's failed, I think, almost every time. So be really cautious of a false breakout to the upside with it rolling back down on you. I don't know if you want to be taking a short or long on this thing anyway, but if you are, I mean, I kind of see a pocket there. You could also be looking to short it at 11,530-ish. Up here, look for that false breakout. The breakouts, price pops through and then we just roll back down. My take profit on a short on that would be down here at the 20 SMA on the 1 hour. So that would be like a short at like 30, 32 and get out like at 90. So it's about 40 points. If you could capture the whole 40-point move, which is a feat in and of itself for me because I typically get a little anxious and get out, after 15, 20 points max. But I would actually be looking at that, putting a short up here and seeing if price wants to pop down. Now, if price, the hourly, the 9 o'clock candle comes in and we close above this and you're able to still capture some of this move, I would probably be looking at that. Or at least, if you took your short here at 34 and you got stopped out at, 43 or something, 10-point stop, you just stay out of it. You just don't take the long, you don't take the short, and then maybe you try to get back in on a short 11,600. Up here, I'm also going to mark off this. These red horizontal lines will show up on all my charts, and that shows me like when I'm trading on a lower time frame that I see price coming into a red line. I'm like, oh, okay, why did I put that on there? And I'll come back here and look. So these look like a lot of levels, but these are big moves that I could take from 30. That's 70 points right there. This move right here is 40 points down here to the 20 SMA on the 1 hour. So, I'm seeing a little bit of support forming below it, but I don't know. It's clearly bearish going on, particularly after yesterday's selling fiasco. But this is what happened yesterday. We can look at real quick over here on the hourly. A lot of selling coming in, breaking to the downside, false breakout, moving up, coming down. What does this look like? It looks like a range, right? Range. So I drew out several levels in here. That also just shows me that it looks pretty choppy, that it doesn't look, it looks like there's going to be a lot of support and resistance in a small range. And not a small range. I mean, the whole range in itself is almost 300 points. But, we'll probably going to be ranging here a little bit and expect some chop. Expect some rough waters this morning. So that's kind of how I'm seeing it. We are positive delta on the day. Positive delta. Sorry if I'm too close to the microphone. I'm leaning into my chart, leaning into my screen in excitement of the financial opportunities here. All right, so we're positive delta on the day. Positive delta is basically time and sales data, actual orders that are being executed. A positive number shows strong buyers, a negative number shows strong sellers. So we're positive delta, however, we're red on the day already pre-market, and we're just barely above VWAP. So a little bit of mixed signals, again, looking choppy. So it's coming down this red line. If you look over here that we drew is a 20 SMA on the hourly. Then obviously we have VWAP down here. So these are going to be areas of support probably. But even you see here as, we broke lower off VWAP, probably trapped some folks down there. I just saw SW Believe says got trapped short earlier this morning, was lucky to break even. Yeah, so I don't know if this was the move that you shorted or not, but I mean, we are making higher lows, right? Higher lows. Now we're here at lower high. So this is, kind of a wedge. We've kind of broken the upside on it, but I wouldn't give this thing too much, any sort of chart patterns forming right now, too much focus, because I feel like it's still developing here. So it's going to chop around. It is Friday. Monday's a holiday. Today's probably not the best day to trade. If you don't have to trade today, I'd probably be sitting on your hands and not trying to force yourself to take any trades. To be honest, it's going to be a holiday weekend. It's just going to be, it's looking like shit. I wouldn't trade it unless you had to. I don't see a real good opportunity on it. So to the chat, what's up, guys? Hey, Airbank, good morning. Thanks for joining us, man. Sorry to hear you got trapped short SW plays, but you broke even, so that was good. Benjamin, nice, man. Made 5K yesterday. Live account during the morning session. That's awesome. Congrats. You trading NQ? Yeah, Benjamin, ATR. I used to have ATR up on this. I don't have it quite anymore. Benjamin, I got a question for you. What chart, what time frame do you use your ATR on? Oh, it was, yeah, the SW Blaze is short on the break of VWAP. Yes, NQ, nice. And what time frame do you use your ATR on? I used to have it up on a 5 minute because that was kind of more of, but I love to see I would love to integrate ATR more into my trading. I'd really be curious to hear about how you use it. Sabiel, a 4,000 tick chart. Okay, cool. Good to know. Thank you. Sabiel Lopez, how many percentage points should beginners use for stop loss? I think you should do it for whatever your size your account is and what your risk tolerance is going to be. So I think that if you're trading like an evaluation, it's hard to say. If you're trading evaluation, I think you're able to take greater risk because it's. I want to be cautious about how I phrase this, but when you trade an evaluation, you want to kind of risk it. You want to go risk heavy on evaluations. One, because particularly if you use this 80% off coupon, which is ridiculous. You get in on you spend $30, $40 on an evaluation, man, risk it for the biscuit. You know what I mean? Go heavy on it. Essentially you're on a $50,000 one, $50,000 Apex Trader evaluation. Hey, Vernon, good morning. Your drawdowns, I think 2,500 or 3,000, 2,500, I think. I'd be risking like $500 on it. So whatever your, per trade, $500 per trade on that, on the evaluation. Now, if you have a live account at 25, and your live account is 2,500, I would only be risking about 2% per trade on that $2,500 account max. So you're talking $50. So you definitely want to be trading micros on it. So, it just depends on what your risk is on it. Again, then move up now up here. I think this might be an area to short it up here and fade it back down. A lot of buying volume coming though on that on Delta. I don't know if that answers your question, Sabiel. So it's a little different if you're doing an evaluation or if you're doing an actual live account. Live account, 2% max per trade of your total account balance. And if you're doing an evaluation, I'd go heavier on it. I would do, $500, depending on your account size. $500 for a $50,000 account with a $2,500 drawdown, and then maybe cut it in half if you're doing a 25K account. I try to get filled on that up there. Didn't get filled. Moved without me. Should have just put a stop up there. Oop, now I'm in. Now I'm out. Now I'm in. Now I'm out. Now I'm in. Now I'm out. Take a quick scalp on it. I'm not feeling particularly risque after Monday. Well, I don't know. I'm feeling kind of risky, but I feel like I've been getting super chopped up on the opens on this. So if you capture that, remember we said maybe a quick pop up through, false breakout, reverse it. Would have been golden, boy. Would have been golden. Now the trade's done. I would not be chasing price down here. Interesting thing is we can see here on this trend line here how the back side of this trend line may act as support down at VWAP. So what else is going on? I'm gonna let this thing move around a little bit. I should have held that trade. Is Zen day trader here today? Zen day trader, you in the house, man? Where you at, Zen? Man, I keep hearing Zen. So if anyone's new here, you haven't watched it yet. Monday I lost $4,500. I've luckily made that back this week. I think on Wednesday I made $5,000 or something. So it's all good. But after that loss on Monday, Zen left me a very, I don't know, rough comment, I guess, on the video. Like, you're a horrible trader. No one should be watching you. Man, and you can't help it. You try to like block out those negative thoughts, but you just can't help. You can't help it like replaying in your head. Like as soon as I enter a trade, I hear those voices like coming back into my head. It's the worst. It's the worst. So it's, trading is just a complete mind game. So on that trade, I heard Zen yelling at me. Oh, trader. I'm laughing about it because it's not real, but still can't help it. So ranging around here on the open, what else we got going on this morning? We got the Apex sale. If you're new, if you're just tuning in, Apex is doing a big sale this weekend, 4th of July. Apex Trader is a online prop firm, and you can sign up for one of their. It's just like Top Step Trader. I'm sure lots of people are watching this. I've watched like Top Step Trades by Matt, and seen the whole Top Step thing. Apex is the exact same thing. It's not the exact same thing. It's a different company. You use Ninja Trader instead of Trade08. I prefer Ninja Trader over Trade08. And you get you get data fee, license, all that stuff, and you get a trade risk-free. We're breaking through the supporting pre-market trend line down here. Again, I would be really cautious all day today, false breakouts. That has kind of been the theme of the week, false breakouts. So we just want to be cautious of those all morning. Anybody catch that short up there at 11,530? Oh, Ninja Trader owns Trade08. Very interesting. Thank you. Thanks for telling me. Interesting to see what they do there. So I should have listened to my own advice. Shorting it at 30, getting out at 91, 40-point drop. Watching it drop here, drop. Feeling a little bit of FOMO, but I'm containing it. Containing my FOMO this morning. I don't want to chase it forever. Looks like it's going to drop, doesn't it? We have Delta moving lower, Delta making new lows. Again, I don't want to short the bottom of it. So yesterday we had a lot of selling going on, and then eventually it found some relief. We could look at a 5-minute. This thing's going to keep pushing down, I think. Actually I don't know. But let's look at yesterday real quick. What happened on the open? Sometimes when you're trading, whatever you're trading, you can look at what it's been doing on the open and try to repeat that. So this is yesterday's open. Again, a spike up, false breakout, breaking resistance, and then a massive push down. And look at this. Boom, 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 boom. Breaking session highs or pre-market highs. The whole shebang. Moving up, moving down. So are we going to see that today? And how could we take advantage of it? Well, one way you can take advantage of it is you wait for, we see here we have a little bit of a two-legged pullback. We have the first leg, pullback, second leg. We could try to short. We could see if a second leg develops where we get a green candle on a 5-minute, maybe short that pullback. Or we could wait for the two leg to develop completely, draw a trend line, wait for that trend line to break, and then hold it to the upside. That's one way to possibly trade this morning. The other way, shoot, I just had an idea. It just escaped me there for a second. Sorry, I was going to say is you could do that. You could try to take it the other direction. However, it's counter trend trading. Counter trend trading. The trend is your friend. I don't know if you want to do that. I would be waiting, I think, for bullish structure to form, lower lows, higher lows, higher highs to form, and that's just risky, especially when you get a big impulse to the downside. To try to then, counter trend trade it. Again, here we've got another false breakout. Support broke and pinning through it. So be careful of false breakouts today. Today is a gnarly day to trade, I think. I think if you don't have to trade today, I would just go enjoy the weather wherever you are. Speaking of that, where we got everybody from today? Yesterday we had an awesome international. Well, yesterday we had mostly North Americans, I think. I think we had guys from Tennessee, Nashville, I think. It was Nashville. Or Memphis. We had some guys from Memphis. No, Nashville. It was Nashville. Austin, I think, is in Nashville. So where are you guys from today? Still in New York, PD Legend, still there. I'm here in the Midwest in Missouri, which is, it's okay. Austin's from Nashville. That's what I'm talking about. But I have lived all over the place. Southwest, sub Chicago. What's up, SW Blaze? Paris, Drasco. What's up, Wisconsin? I lived in Chicago. My first year out of college, I lived in Chicago in Bucktown. I lived. And then I went overseas for 3 years. I lived in the Caribbean for 3 years. And then I went to Washington, D.C., and then North Carolina, and then the Philippines, and now back to Missouri, which is where I'm originally from. I grew up, so be closer to family. I moved around enough. I have kids, so I want them to be close to their family. It's easy to, I had a real adventurous spirit when I was younger. It's easy to kind of move around and explore different places. But as you get older, you get kind of tired. Yeah, witness, but it sounds like it, doesn't it? No, I was in international development stuff. I was working for NGOs for a little bit. And then I started my own business, which I've talked about before, book publishing, and that allowed me to really have a lot of freedom and flexibility. And I still have that business. It's provided me a lot of passive income. Now we get this break to the upside. Antigua. I was in Antigua and Barbuda. And it sounds really idyllic, right? It sounds like, the Caribbean, that'd be so nice. But 3 years is a little too long. I was actually there for 2.5 years, a little bit over 2.5 years. It's a little too long to be there. Like the first year is like your honeymoon period. And then the second year you start to go a little crazy. And then third year you start to go full on crazy. And you can see people who had been living there too long start to really go crazy. I do know Montserrat. Yep, I used to see Montserrat all the time. I used to go. I lived on the southwest side of Antigua, and the beaches that were right by my house, I could walk to and see Montserrat right out there smoldering. At the time, it had a travel advisory against it because of the volcano. You could still go there. I never went there. The organization that I worked for when I was living there wouldn't allow us to go to Montserrat because of the volcano. Oh, nice, PD Legend. That's awesome. Where in Antigua did you honeymoon? Do you remember? What hotel or resort or side or anything? I lived on the southwest side by Jolly Harbor, if you know where that is. Sandals, very nice. That's in like Dickinson Bay, I think. What part of North Carolina? I was in Durham, North Carolina. Durham. We were living in Washington, D.C., and then we moved to Durham. Anyways, let's see here. We got price moving up. Look at this. Same thing it did yesterday. We were just talking about that, right? Let's find those patterns. Yesterday, big move to the downside. Boom, and then we break, we move up. I don't know if you can see this. We break pre-market highs. Is this thing going to move up? Where could it move up to if we started trending? I would say up here at 11,600. Or we may just range. You're from Charlotte. Good, cool, man. Yeah, I like Durham a ton. And it was hard to move from Durham, but sometimes life takes you in other directions. I lived in Durham for almost 5 years. Durham is a cool town. Yeah, I've got like an antsy bug in me where it's like I live in a place for 2 or 3 years and I'm like, all right, time to change scenery. Time to go do something else. It's just the way I've been. But now that I've got kids, I can't do that anymore. I'm also older. I'm in my early 40s, so very early 40s. So your 20s and 30s, you can kind of do that. But in your mid 30s, even you start to run out of steam doing that stuff. But I think that same sense of adventure is kind of like what brings me into trading. That same sense of risk, jumping into new situations and seeing what happens is the same thing that allows me to sit here every day and trade this stuff. Almost like non-conforming. I always hated the idea of being stuck in one place, going to the same job every day, just watching your, working towards your 401k one day, hopefully being, trying to retire. I talk to people who are like, I'm going to retire by the time I'm 55. I'm like, dude, I'm already sitting on the beach in Antigua, doing what you want to do in 30 years. I'm doing it now in my 20s when I can really enjoy it. But to each their own. I think people get fed a certain narrative they think they have to follow. We got price now dropping, ranging. We're just ranging here, guys. Tricky to trade this. I don't know. You want to short it right here in the middle of the range? I don't know. It's getting choppy. So if you guys are day trading, I think you are probably in a very similar mindset as me. You don't particularly want to follow the scribe narrative. You're looking for a little bit more freedom and flexibility to your life, more control over it. Are we going to come up here and break these highs and get another breakout? This level that we marked out's been holding, huh? Are we getting a double top? Who here trades double tops? Anybody? Anybody here trade double tops, double bottoms? I'm not a big fan, but when you see a big wick like this on like the 5 minute, you see that? You almost want to take the double top. Bust a move, yeah. Well, maybe one day you build up that account. Don't forget to look at the 4 hour. Thank you. Yeah, that looks bullish, doesn't it? Up there to 11,600. We also remember we talked about sometimes. So the 15 minute just closed. 15 minute closed so odd. Look at that. I think we had said we wanted to. I think you can also see a low volume node going up here. We have another area of resistance here at 55. You can see that on the weekly volume profile. I don't know if that's coming through. We've got a touch here, right there on that candle. And then we've also got this LVN coming in here. If you can see that. So this might be some resistance, but it may push through it. Seems like it's just popping through it. Very nice little low volume node formed here. If you can see that could act as support. I think it's going to rip 40 points. Man, I've just been burned on it so bad this week. I just don't trust it. I just don't trust these breakouts. So you might be capturing this nice long, but I'm just gonna sit on my hands on it. I feel like I dodged a bullet on Monday and made that stuff back. I don't really feel like going down $3,500. I'm not trading out of fear, but that's kind of what the markets do, right? Markets are greed and fear. Sometimes you got to learn to control it. You know, I've just seen this setting up all week where we break through, we form this LVN, and you feel like this LVN is going to form support, and then we bust through it and we roll down. I'm just learning from my mistakes on it. Or breaking through, I'd be taking my stop here. This looks like it wants to come down a little bit. PMI, thank you, SW Blaze. I appreciate you reminding us. Let's pull up an economic calendar real quick if we can. I'll try to put this over here. We can still look at price action. We've got ISM coming out at 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock ISM. If you don't know what this is, you can go to fxstreet.com/economic calendar. There's also a million economic calendars out there, but you always want to be aware of what economic news is getting released when you're trading, so you're not caught in on it. So if you want to know what it is, you can just click on it and it'll tell you, give you an explanation of what it is, and then it'll either print red or green. You want to be careful with the red and green because this is actually a Forex website. So sometimes like it'll print green, so like inflation numbers will print green, but that's actually red for indices. So just be careful. Know what the numbers mean. Don't go look at the color coding. I had a long argument one time in the chat with someone about not an argument, just I was trying to explain, and I guess I wasn't explaining it very well, that the number printed green over here, but markets were tanking. And I was trying to explain that was inflation data, and inflation going up is not good for markets. It is good for the US dollar because it means the US dollar is worth more. If you loan it, you can loan it at a higher price. Oh, my charts got all screwed up. Dang it. So let's wait for that to come out at 9 before I take anything else. And then I may try to jump in on something to boost my P&L a little bit. But, you know, the first trade this morning would have been fantastic. I just didn't take it. So that's the way she goes. Oh, the other thing on the Apex before I go get some coffee is if you look in the pinned messages, Apex is having a big sale this weekend. If you're interested in it, you get 80% off the first month, and then they sent me an email and it says, let me see. Nope, that's not it. Here, this is it. So this sale is going until July 5th. I just want to double check before I tell you this. Okay, yeah. So it says 50% off first month billing and 50% off recurring billing on any size evaluation. So that's a pretty good deal because you get 80% off the first month, and then you get 50% off any recurring months. And if you don't know how the evaluations work, you have an unlimited amount of time to make your profit target on the evaluation. So let's say here, if you've got this thing, let's just look at it real quick. If you're doing the 50K, let's say, or maybe the 150K, let's say the 150K, you have an unlimited amount of time to make $9,000 as long as you do not hit your trailing drawdown threshold, which is 5,000, which means let's say you make 2,500. That is a trailing drawdown that moves up with your profit. So you'll have $5,000. Let's try to do it on a real example. Notepad, I'm kind of bad at explaining this. If you've got a 150K account, so that's your starting balance, 150K, you make 5,000. So now your balance goes up to, that's not 150K, that's 15,000. Sorry guys, 150K. Your balance now goes up to You make 5 grand, so it goes up to 5,000, 150. Oh man, like this, right? So you made 5,000. Your trailing drawdown is at 150. Yeah, 150,000 is your trailing drawdown, and it's going to stay there. I'm doing a horrible job of explaining this. Sorry, I'm just going to get out of this. It stays there, and if you lose 2,500, your trailing drawdown is still going to stay where it is. It doesn't move down; it only moves up, if that makes sense. But you know, with this certain deal, the 50%, this will renew every month, so you'll be charged then 50% of this, which is $150 each month. I did a horrible job of explaining that. I'm sorry. Somebody could probably explain that better than me. Moving up now, broken out of this range. I probably just lost like 5-10 viewers. They were like, this guy has no idea what he's talking about. Broken out. I think we're going to come up here and hit the upper band here at 11,600. But again, data's coming out in 7 minutes, so I'm not going to take it. Nico's saying yesterday's point of control is coming in. It's coming in right here at 11,550. So we busted through that, which is also the support. You know, we may come up to yesterday's highs. I don't know. Where's yesterday's high? Way up here. You see all these red lines we drew out moving up. These are all areas of resistance. So be careful with it. Be careful. I think we probably are going to get that push up. Yes, that's right. That's right, PD Legend. It is real time, and it will auto liquidate you in real time. So there's nothing worse than when you're trading and you exceed your max drawdown. You get Ninja Trader's nice notification that your Rhythmic has been liquidated. So that's always a bad feeling, but at least it's not real money. I mean, the worst feeling is when you're trading and you see your $5,000 account go down to $500 or something in one day, which will happen. Don't think it won't. Don't think it won't happen to you. Don't think that you're too smart or too good of a trader for you not to blow up a $5,000 account. Trust me. You'll start off trading small, good risk management. After a couple weeks, you'll be down or something will happen and you'll want to make it all back on one trade. So you go big, you lose the trade, then you're down a lot and you try to make it back again all in one trade. And before you know it, your account is finito. Are you trading the entire account? Thanks, Nico. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for joining. I'll see ya. Sabiel, I hope I'm saying your name. Sabiel. I hope I'm saying your name right. So are we trading the entire account and stop loss at 2%? So if you're doing an evaluation, what I would do is, if you're doing a 25K evaluation, I would put your stop loss at $250 and a take profit of at least $250, if not more. I wouldn't be doing a percentage of the account size. You know, although that's actually 1% of your account. Am I doing that math right? Yeah, that's 1% of your account. The thing is that your trailing drawdown is only $1,500. So, you know, they say $25,000 account on there. That's deceptive. It's not really a $25,000 account. It's really just your trailing drawdown. So, you know, your trailing drawdown in a 25K account, I think, is $1,500. That's what you kind of got to consider to be your account size. And I did a whole video on this if you want to take a look at it. It was in my early days. I can try to find it for you, where I really go over all the different accounts and pushing up. Let me see if I can find that video for you and kind of just do a better job of explaining it. Here. And this is, I did this video when I was like just started to do YouTube. Push right off 11,600 there. Let me find this link. Here it is. Here. You can check out that video. And it's like an hour long. I apologize for the length of it. Again, it was when I first started doing YouTube. So, but I try to go over each of the prop firms and I try to explain them a little bit. I also give some tips on how to pass them. I normally Yeah, I mean, Savvy, I would go even smaller than that on your account size. I would go 2% max on your account size on a real live account. But again, the evaluations are not real live account. There's no way that you'd be able to, you basically have to double your account in, well, however long, but most people want to do it quickly. And that's my recommendation to do it, would be to try to do it quickly. All right, so this PMI data is going to come out here in a minute. And again, I give some tips in that video if you want to check it out, and I'd be happy to answer any questions about it. But let's see what we're going to get on this stuff coming out here at 9. Point of control came in right here, which is interesting. I'd actually be interested in taking a short. Whoa, never mind. I'm not interested in taking a short. Actually, I think this thing might roll down. Trading the news is risky. Popping higher. I was going to try to fade this big move to the upside. Hitting that 20 SMA on the 4-hour. Are we going to trap some bulls up there? Point of control coming in. Market price moving down. Bearish candle on the 5. Delta's moving lower. Popping up. Rejection of the highs up there. Another false breakout up here. See that? I really need the support to break. Now it looks like it's pushing up maybe. Bullish candle in the 1 minute. I see the 20 SMA here on the 1 minute corresponds with the support level. 35. It's about 15 points in there. It's just trying to pick up this little pocket here. Ah, good. I'm glad. I hate saying people's names wrong. 10, yeah, SW Blaze is right. 10 days is the minimum. And then you have an unlimited amount of time, but it's like a subscription. They'll charge you a monthly a monthly fee to keep doing the evaluation. And with that coupon code, like I was saying, is you get 80% off the first month, and then recurring months are billed at 50% off the normal rate. So do not copy my trades. You will lose money. Do not copy my trades. You will lose money. A lot of money. Do not copy them. You guys like this? Could you if you like the video, would you mind giving this thing a like? See if see how much it just helps me out a lot. Oh, scalp there. Get out this LVN right here at 35. And that's just a break of support. Fading this move I'd be getting out here. We're coming into the bottom of the band here on the 1 minute. LVN right there might act as support. This big area is also the supporting trend line, which we drew out pre-market. Let's give this video a like, guys. Come on, let's go. Can we get 25 likes on this thing? I'd really appreciate it. I'm gonna go grab some coffee, dudes. I'll come back in like just 2 minutes. I'm just gonna grab a quick cup of coffee. I'll be back in just a couple minutes. I would suggest filling up your mug as well. Back in a few minutes. I would love if I had 25 likes. Please, please. I'll be back. See you in 5 minutes. What's up, guys? We're back here. I don't even think that was a few minutes. I can't stay away for too long. Stay away from this for too long. You hear that drinking? I bet it's super annoying. Sorry. All right. What do we got going on now? Choppiness. I just see the chop. Obviously we're making, higher highs here, moving up. We can see that on this guy. But we're reaching some exhaustion. What are we hitting? We're hitting the 20 SMA on the 4-hour, which you can see up here on this red line. That's going to be some resistance for it. We've also got the upper band on the 60-minute. If we look over here, I don't know, I'm not really seeing much on that. So this may be hitting its max, maybe a short at 18. Then you got the 20 SMA down here. Looking a little choppy up here, guys. Oh, cool, man. I'm glad. I hope you capitalized on that, BPCF Gaming. I hope you capitalized on that. This looks a little bullish here. Oh, you see how point of control came in there? I'm wondering if this is not going to break this and we start. I mean, he could do anything wonky today. I don't know. Oh, sorry, I'm reading something else here. I've got totally distracted. My apologies. So we're getting that move down now. I mean, I see some support down here. You may be looking to short it. I see the 20 SMA on the 5-minute, which we're about ready to touch. Value area low on the volume profile, session volume profile. Plus we have VWAP down here. But we just formed a very nice little down channel, which you can see right here. And we're, guess what? Down at the bottom of that channel. So take it for what you want on this. I like doing technical analysis. You can see that down channel pretty clearly. Here and here, we're down at the bottom, plus VWAP, plus 20 SMA on the 5-minute. Are we going to break the bottom of this down channel? I don't know, maybe. Yeah, sometimes it's just better knowing to walk away, right? It's like the markets are kind of like a casino. When you're up, they want you just to stick around and keep playing so they can get their money back. Sometimes it's good to know when you're not going to play their game anymore. Appreciate the likes, guys. Appreciate the likes. Another down channel here, down channel. So, I mean, you probably don't want to be shorting it here. You could try to be buying it here, I guess, if you were bullish on it, you're trying to find a place to get in on it. Really, you wouldn't want to probably try to buy it until this up channel broke, or this resistance level right here broke, and then maybe you get a move up. It's a little bit overextended though, I think, to the upside. Nice, Benjamin. Nice, nice, nice. I appreciate the likes, guys. Hit 25. I'll take it. I'll take it. So moving down a little bit, just being cautious of it here. One of the trades I used to like to do is when we broke VWAP. I used to like to let it break VWAP and then I would short it on the retest, or you know, if it was the other way around, broke VWAP and then buy it on the retest and take it up. But I have not seen that pattern really being repeating. This looks very bearish right here on the 5-minute. Again, being cautious of false breakouts. Got a touch here of support. So you're just cautious of that false breakout. Now we're kind of moving back up into this. This is a very, you know, you could even maybe, you know, you could short it at VWAP, or you short the back end of the 20 SMA in the 5 minutes. See how this 1 minute closes over here. Just like you don't want to, you know, you don't want to short the bottom of this channel. You know, even if it's bearish, it still could pop up to the top of the channel. So there's a little LVN that formed here, which might be interesting. Time is it 9:15? Yeah, I think the market's still got a little gas in it. Wheat. That's interesting. I've never, Emma Stone, I appreciate you commenting. I've never heard us talking about wheat. Is anybody here trade anything else besides Nasdaq? I should probably ask that. I mean, I really only trade, I trade stocks, but those are more swing trades, longer term trades. I don't trade any other futures. I've got ES up. I've got ES up on another screen that I peek. I'm not even looking at it now, to be honest with you. I actually rarely look at the thing. It looks like it's about ready to drop. I got the ES up over here. 2000 tick chart. I usually look at the ES on. Looks like it's pushing lower, huh? So taking it down, might have 10 points on it here. It's just an odd chart pattern. You know, straight, you know, impulse down, straight up, straight down. Ranging. I suspect that it looks like it wants to come down here to 35, but it's just very odd. It's kind of like we ignored this supporting channel, which we had, 1, 2, 3 touches on, then we just kind of ignored it and then came up back through it, and now we're just kind of ignoring it again. Channel's like, don't ignore me. Pay attention to me. I'm important. I'm significant. But I don't know. It's just looking choppy, guys. It's looking really choppy. I would say that if you're green on the day, I would go outside, take a walk, get some fresh air, and enjoy it. There might be a short coming up here at 20, or a long at 35. That might be the trade. That might be the trade. Break out of this resistance right here. Trade, buy it at 35, and maybe we come back up. Ugh. Traps and bears down here. Just watching it. Just watching it. We're watching this thing move. Good luck. See you, Nico. Taking off. Tommy, trade the S&P. Yeah, a lot of people trade the S&P and the NQ at the same time. I started trading the NQ because I was trading the ES when I first started futures trading, and then the summer hit, and the ES was so slow that I switched over to the NQ, which never seems to take a break. So yeah, I mean, the only trade that I'm really seeing setting up now is the break of this trend line, maybe getting through this low volume node, and then get moving back up a little bit. That's really the only thing I'm looking at the moment. Counting on my keyboard here, sorry. I'm honestly just not seeing anything really setting up, except that trade, which for whatever reason my trader spidey sense is telling me to leave alone. You can see this horizontal level of resistance forming up here, if you see that. Yeah, I mean, the break of this is the only thing I'm seeing. the break of this and this trend line. It's got this, oops, it's got this low volume node going on right here though. Right there, if you can see it. So, I don't know. We can see here on the 1 minute, it's creeping up to that level. Very tight. Right there, this trend line. 20 SMA on the 1 minute. I think it's got some stuff to get through before it. I could see this also just being a false breakout. Some people ask me why I use the 500 volume, and I use it for this reason because the trend lines and the structure tend to be more reliable than something like on the 1 minute or even on the 500 tick. You know, let's see on the 500 tick what this looks like here. So we're not through that yet. That trend line, the 20 SMA, and that trend line's holding though on the 1 minute. So what I was gonna say is if it popped through this and we didn't pop through on the 500 volume, I would think that this was a false breakout. This looks like it's gonna roll here on that 1 minute. You can see on the 1 minute we're pushing off that trend line. It's got room down to 41 maybe. And if this thing whipped up, it would trap a ton of bears. Yeah, pushing down here. Yep, down to 41. There it goes. Yeah, right to 41. Well, 42. Yeah, 41.75. Now let's see if we get some bearish trap down here. I think that if this thing breaks, it's going to want to pop back up. Or we just keep drifting down for all eternity. I missed this one over here. I should probably taking that short on this candle. Particularly on this, you can see how it hit that trend line and then just got this bearish candle to roll over. I feel like I'm trading my P&L a little bit here. Not really one to take a $500 hit on a Friday. Last trade. But, you know. Might be time to take a break here, guys. Might be time to take a break. Call it a day. It's slowing down a little bit. I think I'm going to jump off this thing. I think I'm gonna jump off this thing, guys. Almost 9:30. I think it's gonna slow down considerably. Parting advice would be, I'd still be looking for this trend line to break, and this level up here to break. It's, it's got some resistance, but it also has some upside up there. And, maybe we're just ranging, coming down here into support and kind of what we talked about before, drawing these trend lines and just waiting for those trend lines to break the other direction, anticipating a move back up. So I don't know. If you wouldn't mind giving this thing a like before I jump off, I'd really appreciate it. It doesn't cost you guys anything, helps me out a ton, and you might recommend this stuff to other people who are interested in it. Let me just see here on the 1 minute real quick. It's just this down channel we're in. Coming off of 20 SMA on the 4 hour, moving in this down channel. If I didn't have the volume profile up here, this would look like a very nice trade. But this LVN, I don't know, guys. I feel like you'd kind of be chasing price and trying to squeeze out a trade on a Friday. Where things are just kind of slowing down. So, on that, now we're pushing lower, of course. So maybe it wants to come all the way down here to the bottom of the band on the 1 hour. Maybe it wants to crash through. I don't know, guys. I think I'm going to jump off and go enjoy the day. And I hope you guys do too. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. I'll be back I will not be trading on Monday, 4th of July. We will not be live streaming. It is 4th of July. The markets are going to be junk. No reason to trade it. And I'm not going to be participating in that. I'll see you guys on Tuesday, July 6th. So July 6th, however. So we'll come back on July 6th, take a look. I think July 6th might also be kind of slow. It's the summer. Things are slowing down, but that doesn't mean that you still aren't going to find some good opportunities, particularly with the Nasdaq. And I think the first 30 minutes to an hour trading is going to provide the best opportunities. The rest of the time, like right now, I think may slow down quite a bit. So it does look like it's pushing lower here. I'm gonna take a break though, and I'll come back and probably look at it in like 15 minutes and see if there's any opportunities. If I take any trades, I will be sure to record them this afternoon or this morning, and throw them up on the channel later, regardless if they're red or green or whatever, and try to explain to you the best I can about why I took the trade and all that stuff. So I appreciate you joining in. Please think about giving this thing a like. If you haven't subscribed and you just found the channel, please consider subscribing. Again, completely free, helps me out a ton. Another way that you can support the channel is there are some advertisements on here. If you just watch like 30 seconds of an advertisement, it increases the ad revenue a little bit. And if you want to click on one, and it gives me even more ad revenue. So it's just a way to encourage me to keep making these videos. It does take a little bit of time to do this stuff and to stay on the live stream, and to also kind of edit the videos at the end, the ones that I do post on the channel. So it's just a way to support it, which doesn't cost you anything out of pocket. I appreciate it. You guys take it easy. Have a great 4th of July weekend. Enjoy it. Remember that we trade so that we can enjoy the days, and we're not stuck working for other people all the time. And so make sure you go out there. You don't become a slave to the markets. You get to go enjoy life a little bit with your friends and family, all that stuff. So I'll see you guys on the 6th. Thanks a lot. Bye.